The Vancouver Canucks get brutal news today with starting goalie Thatcher Demko being out for not only Game 2 but probably the series. And I'm going to break down who's going to start in net for the Canucks in Thatcher Demko's absence. I'll get into that later on this episode, but before I start, I just want to say to thousands of you watching that aren't subscribed, if you're enjoying this Canucks content and you never want to miss another episode, make sure to go down and hit that subscribe button. I'll be here all season long giving you updates from all around the Canucks. But with that, let's hop straight into the first topic today, which is Thatcher Demko's injury. Now, obviously, if you've been on social media at all, or if you've seen anything anywhere really, you would know that Thatcher Demko was not on the ice for the Canucks at the morning skate. He got treatment after Game 1 and did not skate yesterday. Stay tuned. Now, obviously, seeing this, a lot of Canucks fans were a little worried, and it did get even worse when we did get tweets from Elliotte Friedman saying, hearing Thatcher Demko's injured and questionable for the rest of the series. He continued on to say timelines are unclear at this point as the specific information about the injury has not been released. And this is another thing, a lot of Canucks fans aren't happy that we don't really know what's happening with Thatcher Demko. But between this tweet and the tweet earlier, it does seem like Thatcher Demko will and possibly can be out for the rest of the series. We do see another reporter say that Rick Tocchet did say that Demko skated yesterday. He's not going to play tonight. They're going to evaluate him today on something that isn't the same injury that he missed time on late in the year, but it's still a little concerning knowing that he did go down with an injury. He missed a significant amount of time, and now our possible starting goaltender might be out for the entire first round. Now, a lot of fans are kind of speculating and wondering, how did he get injured? What is the injury? And the big thing with Demko is the fact on how well he played in Game 1, even if he got injured during this game at some point. We do see in the game, he saved 22 of 24 shots for a .917 save percentage. Obviously, the Canucks went on to win this game, and Thatcher Demko's saves were one of the biggest reasons on why. Obviously, the Canucks scored 2 quick goals. We've seen Dakota Joshua score, but the biggest thing with the whole game was that Thatcher Demko stood on his head and kept the Canucks in it, and a lot of people are starting to kind of look at this and wonder, maybe the injury did happen when he did this post-to-post save. He saved the shot, and maybe this might be a groin injury, and maybe hence on why. There are people and a lot of media are thinking he will be out for some time. Like I said, they already said that he missed the morning skate after getting treatment after the Game 1 win. The big thing with this was leading into, like I said, we see Elliotte Friedman himself just talking about how he's out for possibly hearing that he's out for the rest of the series. How well Thatcher Demko has been playing is a huge piece for this Canucks team. Obviously, being without him is going to be just a huge miss on this team. Thatcher Demko is the starting goalie. He will always be the starting goalie when he's in this lineup. And now the Canucks are going to have to find ways to not really lose games, and they're going to have to find ways to win games without Thatcher in net. Like I said, he was a huge reason on why they won. 917 save percentage. 22 saves on 24 shots. It's a big loss for the Canucks. And what's your guys' thoughts on this? Who do you think starts in just kind of in place of Thatcher Demko? How do you think he got injured? How long do you think he'll be out? Are you worried that it's going to be the entire first round? If they do make the second round, are you worried that it's going to linger into that as well? Let me know down in the comments. But with that, we'll hop straight into the second topic today, which is who starts in net now that Demko is out. Now, the first person I wanted to touch on, and it seems like the most obvious person, would be Casey DeSmith. We see Casey DeSmith being just 32 years old. He is a vet in this league. He's been around the league. We've seen multiple years with the Pittsburgh Penguins, leading up to his stint this year with the Vancouver Canucks. Yes, his save percentage doesn't look incredible. Yes, sometimes he doesn't look like the best goaltender on the Canucks. But the biggest thing with the Vancouver Canucks is they need the leadership. They need some kind of goaltending experience between the pipes going into the playoffs. He did have one playoff game in 2021-2022 for the Pittsburgh Penguins, but other than that, he has not seen any playoff action. So it seems like it would be his first real playoff start. Yes, he did have one in Pittsburgh, but with Demko being out a long extended period of time, you're wondering on the fact of this is going to be his true test in the playoffs on an extended run if the Canucks do make it out of the first round and Demko is out for some time. Now, the biggest thing looking at Casey DeSmith, and a reason why I think maybe he should be the starting goaltender in this series, is the fact that he does have 3 wins in his 3 games. Sorry, 2 wins and 1 loss in his 3 games against the Nashville Predators. We see back in 2022, he lost to the Predators. He had 303 goals against average, 21 saves, 875 save percentage in 59 minutes as they did pull their goalie. We've seen he did carry on to get a win later on in that year against the Pittsburgh Penguins. We had a 943 save percentage in a win, and he also had a 192 goals against average in 62 minutes. And then we've seen this season alone with the Vancouver Canucks that Casey DeSmith did get the win with a 929 save percentage against, once again, the Nashville Predators. So as I've been saying with this is, what are the Canucks really going to look at? Are they going to look at the fact that Casey DeSmith is a veteran? They're going to stay with him. They're going to stick with him. They've rode with him for a decent part of the year. Or are they going to look at maybe a younger goaltender? And obviously that gets into our second part of, can we trust the rookie goalie? So the big thing with this is, once again, an 881 save percentage for the Canucks this season wasn't incredible. It wasn't the best to show off, but he did end up getting 3 wins and 1 overtime loss before heading down to Abbotsford and getting a 907 save percentage. So the big thing with this is, what do you really want to look at more? The fact of having the veteran goaltender. I know I'm repeating myself a lot on this, but this is a big deal for the Canucks that could really turn the tides. Obviously, we have the fact that you have 2 goalies that have won games against the Nashville Predators just this season with a 906 save percentage. But in my opinion, you do need to go with the veteran goaltender. I know a lot of people aren't super happy about the fact that Casey DeSmith is going to be the starter for quite some time if Demko is out for the rest of the series. But the big thing to look at with everything going on is the fact that Canucks are a strong team. We've seen this Canucks team be the top in the Pacific. We've seen this team fight through the regular season into the playoffs as a top team and the Pacific Division champions. This is a team that did rely on Demko a decent bit, but not as much as the years in the past. So the big thing is, I would not worry about this too much. I think the Canucks will definitely pull out the first round. The thing I would be worried about the most is the fact that Thatcher Demko will be out for not only this series, but there is a possibility it lingers into the second series. When you're looking at stronger teams in Vegas, the Oilers, the Kings, whoever it might be, things are going to get harder for the Canucks in the second round. So if Demko can stay healthy, the Canucks pull out the first round win, I would not be as worried. But obviously the Canucks winning the first round is the biggest thing. So what's your guys' thoughts on this? Who do you think starts in, just in net instead of Demko? Let me know down in the comments. And talking about comments, we'll hop into everyone's favorite topic, which is comment of the day. And the comment of today comes from Mad Kirk and says, JT Miller is an X factor. He plays every game like a playoff game. If the Canucks can follow the lead, you'll see a championship team in Vancouver, and I completely agree with this. I couldn't agree with this anymore, actually, that JT Miller is definitely the X factor in Vancouver. He's going to be the guy that's going to really help push this team over. He's going to be the leader. He's going to have to be a leader on the ice, off the ice. I think it's just a matter of time. I think it's going to happen tonight when we see him score a goal in the playoffs and the building's going to erupt. But that'd be it for this episode of Canucks Digest. Like I said, make sure to go down and leave a comment. You could be featured on the next episode. While you're down there, leave a like, share this with your friends, subscribe if you want to continue watching the content. If you don't, I hope you enjoy the next episode at least, and I hope I see you again. But with that, take care.